Hi, Junior with my thoughts for today. And today my thoughts are about one man, Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, former senator from Florida, now Secretary of State, which, by the way, says something about Donald Trump because you may recall Rubio ran for president in 2016 against Donald Trump. And if you saw any of those primary debates, there was no love lost between those two. Trump was calling him Little Marco, if you recall, and now he's Secretary of State. So that just shows that Trump, when he competes hard, which is fine with me when he's competing on behalf of the United States. But anyways, he hires the best people, and Marco Rubio, in my opinion, he is one of the best people. I have been very impressed by Marco Rubio. I don't know much about him as senator because I was not I did not live in Florida. I mean, he was good on TV, and he presented himself well. But as Secretary of State, excellent at doing the two things that any if you're a Democrat, you only have to do one thing, which if you're a Democrat, you just have to do the job of representing the state, which, by the way, the Secretary of State under, Blinken, under Biden, did not do a good job, or Hillary Clinton under Obama. But that's all on water under the bridge. Rubio, one of the best in my lifetime, if not the best in my lifetime as Secretary of State, doing, as I said, if you're a Democrat, you just have to do your one job, the requirements of the job, which is promoting the policies, the foreign policy of the United States, which means the president's policy, around the world, and he's been excellent at that as far as I'm concerned. But there's another thing, if you're a Republican, that you have to do, which is deal with idiots. And when I say deal with idiots, I specifically refer to congressional Democrats. And I'm talking about, you're going to see a video in a moment of Rubio testifying before Chris Van Hollen. But before we show that video, I just have to say that I feel sorry for any Republican who has to testify before Democrats in the House or the Senate, because they are just, they make long speeches, and then they'll ask a question, they'll ask a complex question and demand a yes or no answer, and if they don't get a yes or no right away, and they're always gotcha questions that are supposed to damage the witness, and by extension the presidential administration, the Trump administration in this case. And then they'll say reclaiming my time. They get 5 minutes or 10 minutes block of time to ask questions, and they'll say reclaiming my time, interrupt all the time the witnesses. And I feel sorry for these witnesses, any Republican in a Republican administration who has to sit there and take questions from Democrats. But I also feel sorry for somebody else, and that is for I don't feel sorry. I almost feel sorry for these Democrat representatives and senators who are doing the questioning, because more often than not, they don't realize it. I guess they have no shame, because they look like fools. I mean, they just get humiliated and show themselves just to be, to make me wonder how they got elected. But I guess that's that's the pool that you have to fish in if you're fishing for Democrat candidates. Anyways, this is Van Hollen questioning Marco Rubio. Now, the entire questioning session, the video, is 10 minutes. So I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I did link to it in the description, and I highly recommend watching it if you have the time. I'm just going to show a few minutes, maybe 4 minutes, but that too is well worth watching. So here it is.
And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's
about
just
your
a
record
flippant
and what you
statement,
stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You
Mr.
may.
I didn't
Okay.
ask.
Senator,
Question.
please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well-
Your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr. Chairman-
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation.
I raised
don't regret
Sudan, Mr.
psychosocial support services.
I raised
USAID.
Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond,
not
Mr.
Mozambique.
Chairman, or do I?
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose
railing
to
on-
use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend,
time that way.
Senator. Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're going to see who you went to
look,
defend.
I'm sorry,
Please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary
No.
Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments
Senator,
like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court in the
Senator,
United States because
well,
he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them, we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation, under our division of powers in this country, and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again, and we would break trust with them. So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas, and it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Ostork did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she
And if you
did?
do
Come
that-
on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single
You're
one of
just
these
blowing
cases, the
smoke
factors
here
are
now.
different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're
Senator,
coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you
Does
have
the
a
First
visa
Amendment
and we find
apply
you,
to
we'll
people
revoke
living
it.
in the United
And
States?
we're going to do more. There are more coming. We're going to continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting our higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk
Writing
through a
an
bunch of
op-ed
lunatics
to the
who are
Tufts
here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy
that.
of the United
I want to
States.
do more. I hope we can
That's
find more of these people.
pathetic, Mr.
In fact, the
Secretary.
other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke it.
I feel so much safer
All right,
when you
let's,
lock up people like Ms. Ostork, Mr. Secretary.
We've had enough time on the subject. Thank you very much. And we're going to move to Senator Lee.
The only thing I could add to what you just saw is that, well, as things stand today, it looks like J.D. Vance will be the the nominee for president in 2028. But if for some reason he is not, Marco Rubio would be an excellent choice, in my opinion. And actually, if the nominee is J.D. Vance, if he'll take the job, Marco Rubio would be an excellent vice presidential candidate and would still be young enough to run even after a second J.D. Vance term, or, second, whoever it is. But I assume it's going to be, it looks pretty certain, unless I said something really unforeseen happens, that it will be J.D. Vance. But that's it for now. That's a vlog for another day. Those are my thoughts for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Your comments welcome in the comment section below the video. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I'd love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.